I'm going to take you through the disassembling of the gun to get to the point you need to get to, and these are the tools you need to do the can mod in the piston itself. You need a 2mm Allen key, a 2.5mm Allen key, and a 5mm. You need a centre punch to take out the front. You need a screwdriver, which is a Phillips. You just need to get the back screw of the piece that holds the magazine well in. You need an adjustable wrench to take off the piston head. You need a hammer, that is to hammer the bolt out for the bipod. You need a pair of scissors, and you also need to cut a can. I've pre-cut mine. This is just a Diet Coke can, but you can see how thin the aluminium is. You need something like that, and then you get a big pair of scissors to cut it easily. So I'm just now take you through it. So first things first, we've got to take the bipod off. Take that one off, that one off, and put it to the edge of here. We've got a centre punch and a hammer. Just a couple of taps. You should see it come through. There we go. Just pull that. There you go. It should come out. So put this to one side. And your bipod just pulls out. So there you go. Bipod and pin. Next thing, you need the 5mm Allen key. And you take the stock off. That's this big bolt here. So just take that off. There's not many revelations to get it out. And that is loose. And the last one is a 2.5. That goes here, underneath the handle. This could be quite tight at first, but I've loosened mine a few times, so you know, it doesn't take long to actually unscrew it. And once you've got to a certain point where you feel it is actually loose, it probably is. See, I can see the head now. So I can see the head there. This should just split. There we go. So this is the piece we need. Again, move the stock out of the way. Right there. So now what we want to do is we don't need to touch any of this part. That's where the hop-up chamber and all that is. We don't need to touch any of that. So we need to touch this bolt, that bolt, and that bolt, and this screw. So we'll take the screw off first. Screwdriver. Make sure you have the right screwdriver as you don't across the threads, and you don't want to take the threads or the head. You don't want to tear the head off. So I'll just turn this around, get a whack, and out it comes. It has 2 washers on it, so make sure you keep it with the washers. So then we want to use the 2.5 again, and that is the one that's on top. So if you get confused what ones these are the first set of bolts that are after the bolt chamber. Okay, so take that one out of there. These are quite stiff. They're only very small though, so be careful that you don't lose them. See how that just fell out of my hand? They're very, very small. So that one is the top one. And then we get the 2mm, which is this little one, and we go to each side of the magwell, at the back of the magwell, and we undo these. And these are exactly the same as the one we just took out, they're just smaller. One there, and one here. Okay, see how small they are? So there we go. Tools to one side. Now, I should be able to wiggle this apart. This might be stiff when you first do it. I've done it a couple times now, so it's not too stiff, but you give it a wiggle. Be careful you don't touch this, the hot pull lever. I don't use it, I use the TVC. So pull, and there we go. That can all go to one side now. Now we don't have to take any of this out of the gun itself, we just need to take it from here. So we get our adjustable wrench. Be careful you don't touch this top. You'll be very, very careful you don't scratch that piece. So just slowly, there we go. So that's now broke. Slowly take it off. You have to do this a couple of times. You actually do the downward pressure, turn. Downward pressure, turn. Okay, it pops off. Put this to one side. I'll put it upside down because I've got a little bit of lube on there. We got our piston, which has, I've checked out. It's in pretty good condition still. It's nice. And then we've got our spring. And then I pull the trigger down, maybe a wiggle. I don't exactly know how it works, but it works. So that comes out. So that can now go to one side. So now I grab aluminium, and what I do first is I actually bend it at the front. I bend it at the front like that. I begin a roll. It's a very tight roll, okay? Pretty much it stretches over this here. I've forgotten what it's called. Spring guide, that's it. So I've turned that about 3 times now. I think that's enough. So I'm going to cut that. There we go. I'm going to put it on here. Okay, now let's see if we can get the spring over it. So no, we can't. It's a very, very tight fit. So what we do is we just release it a little bit and take another piece off. And then we try again. Still very tight, so then we take another piece off. It's all trial and error this. So again, I'm taking probably about 15 mil off each time. Okay, that's a bit thinner. So we go. Okay, you see that? So now I'm turning it as it goes on. That there, absolutely no wobble whatsoever on that. So that bit, it's done. That should, yep, so that does nice, that's lovely. So I'm wanking off the spring guide. So the next piece I do is the outside, so where the spring goes into here. There's only a little bit of wobble, there's not much there. So maybe, I'm just going to turn this in. So it just meets, you see? And again, you see that? There's no wobble. So that's a lovely fit. Push down. And there we go, look. You can see that goes in lovely. So now, put it back in here. Put it back in the belt. I've already pre-lubed mine up, so. Okay. So again here, when you put this bit on, be careful with this piece here. There's a rubber up here as well, so just guide them in very gently. And just turn and get that bit. And there we go, we can now downward pressure. Lovely. Got a nip. Near that. That's tight. Let's give it a practice. You'll see an O-ring fall out now. There we go. Let's see if it's sealed. That is superb. Lovely. It's a very good seal on these guns. Okay, so this piece that just fell off, you'll see there's a break in it. Okay, that break needs to go at the bottom of this piece, not at the top. You think it might go to that bolt, it doesn't. It actually goes here, and that there allows a little bit of that large bolt we took out for the stock. So we put that downwards, just push it like that, and that should be fine. So now we want to put that back on here. Now this is just very carefully, slide on, get it in place, push. Should click in lovely. The engineering on this gun is amazing. So first things first, do the top one. So that is the 2.5. Get 2.5 Allen key. Okay. Get a little one. So this is now, gets away from me. This is the 2mm. Put these back in place. These can be a little bit fiddly. Sometimes you feel them across the thread and just take your time with them. So that one feels like it is. Gotta be careful with these ones. There we go, that goes in. You've got to be careful because they can cross thread, and I nearly just did it on camera. So this is obviously all real time. I'm doing it all without any breaks. So it doesn't take long to do. You should be very careful. And if you want to do this, just take time. I mean, pause if you need to, and just do each part by each part. And then we've got our screw. So it then goes the back side of the mag well. Just put that in there. Don't over tighten the screw, it doesn't need it. Just get to where it needs the nip and give it a nip. Job done. Lovely. Right, now we can get back to stock. So you see that's still in there. So this is the bolt that O-ring had the gap in for, because this goes in here and that there, and it needs a little bit of clearance. So what we'll do is we'll grab this piece. And there we go. It's in place. And then we just take our time, get our 5mm. This does not need to be over tightened. So once you feel it, that's why I deal with this in, because it's, yeah, that's it, that's all it needs. And then we get our 2.5 and do this piece. I'm just going to lean the gun up against here. Hold this. This is a bit more awkward, this one. This one's taking a little bit longer. There we go. Feel the biting now. I feel like getting tight, yep. There we go. Lovely. Okay. Now we just need to put the bipod back on. So we get this. Nice bit of spider's web there. My workshop is filthy. Okay, let's put the bipod on, slide it in. Through the hole, give it a good push. Use the back of a screwdriver, just give it a seat at home. There we go, nice and flush. Okay, so that is the gun. Back together. Now I'm going to show you the difference of when you've done that cam mod, how much quieter and tighter the gun feels. And I'll show you that next. Right, I'll show you how consistent this gun is out of the box. The only thing I have done in it is that cam mod, and I've got the blue nub in the hop-up chamber. That is it. So now I'm going to put 10 rounds through the chrono, and we'll see how it does. Bolt pull is also very, very smooth. And the last one. Okay, so that was 307.9. So if we go to number one, 307.3, 306.7, 304, 307, 305, 306, 307, 306, 304, 307. Average, where's the average? Average is 306.6. That is pretty damn good for a gun that's literally out of the box. Doing the can mod, I've still got my silencer on there from the beginning. Put my scope back on. the back is the underneath's filled. And now you're going to hear it with the cam mod. Bolt pull is magnificent. So you can definitely tell the difference when you do the cam mod. I'm not going to lie, I've had a fully upgraded VSR. I spent ridiculous amounts of money on it. I've also got an SRS that is completely geared out to the max. I prefer this gun. This gun has two things done to it: the cam mod and the balloon nub that goes in the hop-up chamber. That is it. The rest of it is purely Modify, and it's a magnificent gun, and for the price you cannot go wrong. I would never buy any other gun now sniper wise. I can get shots. I got a shot recently at a game day and I hit 95 metres. That was arching a little bit, but still it manages to do it. It's a cracking gun, and if you are in the, in the market for a sniper rifle, I wouldn't look any further. And there we go. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.